There's one fighter I'd come back to professional boxing for.
Okay.
That's Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. So you want Tyson Fury?
That's
Fury, what you're saying.
That big
right now.
That big fat dosser. I know his kryptonite. I know what he can't handle.
What did you call him?
He's a dosser.
Okay.
It's his word. It's his word. He's a dosser. And I know I'm his kryptonite, and I know he knows it, his dad knows it, his uncle knows it. My overhand right, which I didn't even show in there tonight, I didn't want to scare him away.
Did you do that on purpose?
Of course I did. If I'd let my right hand go, he won't be taking a fight with me, but I know he thinks I'm 40 years old. He thinks I'm finished. I've been out of the ring. I've just had one fight against Joe Fournier. He thinks it'll be an easy fight, and he's wrong. I know he's dodging Anthony Joshua. I know he's trying to put him on the back burner because he doesn't want that work. I'll give it to him. I'll give him that work. He wants a fight. The Haymaker will come to you. We were due to fight in 2013. It didn't happen. I got a cut. I had shoulder surgery. I'm healthy now. I'm ready to go. So when Tyson Fury really wants a challenge, and the fans want to see it, the fans want to see Tyson Fury fighting someone who can knock him out, who can put him down. He's been put down by way lighter punches than myself. Cunningham, for instance, nearly had him out.
Deontay Wilder put him down several times.
Deontay Wilder's a different character. He's a big guy. Smaller guys have put him over, and I know what his kryptonite is, and he's getting knocked out when we get in the ring.
Well, David, welcome.
Wow. Those are the words of David Haymaker Haye. You know, of course, he returned to the ring for an exhibition on Triller. That got his blood boiling, but that was a mouthful that we heard from David Haye, and he came in there and said, "You fat, bald-headed dosser." And he is right. They were supposed to fight like back in 2013, and that was like a pretty hyped fight for the British public and the fans and really all around the world. But in-house, it was going to be a pretty big fight to make, or to see at least. But it never happened. You know, David Haye went through some surgeries, and some injuries, right? That leads to surgeries. And we never saw that fight. Everyone kind of left, and the rest is history. But him saying, "Hey, I know how to knock you out. I know how to throw the overhand right to take you out." He gave credit where credit was due. He also said something that I want to counter. He said that smaller guys can take him over. And I wanted to talk about that first off. Smaller guys such as Otto Wallin gave him problems. If you notice Tyson Fury, he doesn't hardly ever like to talk about Alexander Usyk. He doesn't like to talk about Usyk. He doesn't like to, he will always downplay that fight. He said that he will never fight that particular fight. But then it makes sense to me. If a southpaw that was a little bit bigger than Alexander Usyk, because let's face it, unless you're Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, you're going to be a small guy or the smaller guy in the ring with Tyson Fury, right? So those are the type guys that will give him problems, okay? Those smaller guys. And based on what type of performance I seen with Otto Wallin, I believe him. I'm not sure that he can do that necessarily because he is 40 years old and he has been out of the ring for a while and he wasn't in there with an elite fighter, on that undercard. But, the David Haye probably of yesteryear more than likely would give him problems. And David Haye is accustomed to fighting bigger guys. He is elusive. He does have an awkward style, okay? He has that kind of Roy Jones Jr. like, unorthodox, talented, athletic style. That could give him problems. Now, could he muster up in this short amount of time the amount of whatever it takes to give Tyson Fury a good fight Tyson Fury, or whatnot? We know Tyson Fury uttered his last four opponents, Dillian White, Anthony Joshua, of course, Deontay Wilder, which is coming next, but then he mentioned Derek Chisora, right? Well, he may, based on this call out from David Haye, he may want to change that last opponent, okay? Because why fight? Yeah, they both beat David Haye. They both beat Derek Chisora. Okay? Tyson Fury and David Haye. And why not fight the guy that beat David Haye? Why not? He may need to change this after listening to that call out, because that call out, it had a little mustard in it, right? I think that he did go, of course, he went in further with the Anthony Joshua comments. Like, hey, I know you're ducking Anthony Joshua. I know you're ducking AJ. And it's funny, I've been talking about that the last few days. I've been reiterating that. And he doesn't want that work, but I'll give it to him, And I can understand a lot of these fighters not wanting to take that type of challenge right now. He's holding that in, and I think Tyson Fury is waiting for Joshua, the last part of his fights. That's why he wants to fight the Dillian Whites and stuff like that, which I have absolutely no problem with, because, save the best for last, I guess. But if there's some hesitation, maybe he doesn't want to face the test. Bars. But this was very interesting and hilarious to hear David Haye call out Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. You guys tell me what you think about David Haye's call out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.